Time is a very funny thing, isn't it? There was one point in time when the Detroit Lions was considered the most unluckiest franchise in the NFC for many, many years, but then the Lions in 2021 made a bold move in not only bringing Dan Campbell in as their head coach, but trading a bounty to the Rams for the services of Jared Goff in exchange for the Rams to get Matthew Stafford. And for the Rams, it's worked out well, as the Rams have won a Super Bowl, and for Goff and the Lions, it's almost worked out. The Lions got back on track within a couple of years of the new regime, and by 2022 they were on the rise to the point where they not only knocked out the Green Bay Packers from the playoffs, but Aaron Rodgers out of Green Bay entirely in the Week 18 finale. The buzz was strong heading into the 2023 season to the point where the NFL decided to put the Lions up against the defending Super Bowl champs, the Kansas City Chiefs. What followed on September 7, 2023 was the beginning of what we know the Lions to be now. They not only didn't lie down to the pressure of the champs, they stuck with them both offensively and defensively, with rookie Brian Branch getting a pick six from Mahomes in his first game as an NFL player. Final score was 21-20. Not a gigantic score by any means necessary, but it showed that the Lions were for real if they can go into the home of the Super Bowl champs and knock them down. And what followed next was a 12-5 record, their best record in over 30 years, and a trip to the NFC Championship game, which they almost met the Chiefs again in a rematch in the Super Bowl. But then the 49ers got them to collapse, and in the end, the Chiefs were the ones that got the last laugh, hosting another Lombardi trophy. 2 years later, the Lions have been able to make up for that Week 1 loss against Green Bay this year, and have won every game since, and pretty convincingly when it's all said and done. With a new offensive and defensive coordinator nonetheless for them this year, the Lions have proven that they have not lost the magic just yet, and they have remained to be a force to be reckoned with within the NFC. As for the Kansas City Chiefs, it's been not quite as smooth sailing as per usual. Dropping the first two games of the season to not only your division rival in the Chargers, but also a Super Bowl rematch to the Eagles, where the champs got the upper hand. Then you had the Monday night shocking collapse against the Jacksonville Jaguars, and it's essentially put the Chiefs on high alert for potentially falling off the rails and putting themselves in a position that they hadn't been in over 10 years. Not only potentially losing out on the division, but also potentially missing out on the playoffs altogether. Really, the biggest problem has been all across the board for the Chiefs in general, mostly the lack of offensive magic, with Rashee Rice still out and Xavier Worthy going in and out of the season with a lot of injuries, a lack of a running game when Patrick Mahomes is doing most of the running for your team, and a defense that's cracking under the pressure, especially if your name is Chris Jones, but that's a whole other story altogether. And while there's no reason to believe that the Chiefs will not be trying to defend their conference title of the last 5 of 6 years, there is naturally concern that the rest of the NFL may be finally catching up to the Kansas City Chiefs games after all these years. Tonight, the Chiefs will try to get back on track with a tall task ahead as they get to host the red-hot Detroit Lions, coming at you next on the Reviewing Network Live Sunday Night NFL Rewatch. The following is a presentation of the Reviewing Network Sports.
A beautiful night at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. Outside of the Arrowhead Stadium, you see there, temperatures are pretty nice out for a mid-October Sunday evening. Temperatures around 79 degrees. Temperatures will go down to the 60s as the night goes on. But the fans don't care because it's Sunday night. They're pumped up, and if you listen real closely, you can hear them getting excited to see their Chiefs play on Sunday Night Football this evening. They are ready, and so are we. Hi, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Review Network Live Sunday Night NFL Rewatch. Our third edition here after the Ravens and Bills and the Cowboys and Packers. Now we have an intriguing matchup that 2 years ago was a very intriguing matchup, to say the least. You had the Kansas City Chiefs, who were just coming off their second of 3 Super Bowls in the last 7 years, and everyone thought they were going to be the winners in this one here, but then comes the red-hot Detroit Lions and then just ruins the party in general and made it a close matchup overall. In the 2 years since, Kansas City has lifted up another Lombardi trophy, and the Lions have been one of the more dominant teams in the NFC. Even this year, with two of their coordinators, offensive coordinator Ben Johnson and defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn, now coaching for the Bears and the Jets, the Lions are still just as good as they have ever been. But tonight they face a tough battle with a Kansas City Chiefs team that has lost more games than usual. They're sitting right now at 2-3, and nobody really expected that to happen, especially with the way the season began, having 2 big losses to the Chargers and the Eagles, and then a couple weeks later they came back against the Giants, they beat the Ravens, and then that Monday night debacle against the Jacksonville Jaguars. They are sitting in a situation they haven't been in a long, long time. The Chiefs just feel off tonight. There's something, this season in general, they have felt off. From the very beginning of the season, you've had Xavier Worthy coming in and out of the lineup because of various injuries. And, the offense in general has been really struggling to keep up the pace. Patrick Mahomes has thrown way too many interceptions in the red zone, including a big pick six that changed the complexion of the game last Monday against Jacksonville. And there's a lot of questions about what's going on here. This is about as big of a get-back game for the Kansas City Chiefs as it is for the Detroit Lions, who seem to be in the front seat here after they've had some struggles to start the season. Yes, at first Kansas City did look like they were missing Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn as they got beaten by the Green Bay Packers. But ever since that Week 1 game, the Lions have come back to earth. They've come back to what we've expected them to be. They're just as strong offensively and defensively, and they've been dominating ever since. They've taken down so many teams that you would think they would easily beat in a heartbeat, like the Baltimore Ravens on a Monday night a couple weeks ago, and then they took down the Cleveland Browns, and then they took down the Cincinnati Bengals. And tonight, if they could do the same thing they did before by taking down the defending AFC champ for the last couple of years, this could really do wonders for them going forward. We'll see what happens tonight here. In terms of inactive players for the Kansas City Chiefs, you will not see Kristen Fulton, you will not see Jared Wiley, Elijah Mitchell, Malik Carey, and Josh Simmons. Josh Simmons in particular is out with a family emergency in California, so he will not be playing this evening. As we look at the Detroit Lions in act, it's a little bit more concerning. You have no Terry and Arnold tonight, no Taylor Decker, no Avonte Maddox, no Lawrence Strickland, no Zach Cunningham, no Sione Vaki, and no Mekhi Wingo. So a lot of question marks on both teams tonight. One of them will make a big statement tonight. Can Kansas City return to form, or can Detroit continue the streak that they're on right now, winning 4 in a row? We're about to find out right now, so stay tuned for the kickoff, which will be coming up in just a few seconds.
And as we're about to get ready to kick off here, I should let you know that it's actually pick 'em for the choices that people have here. Most people are going with the home team, myself included, in the Kansas City Chiefs. But the Detroit Lions, who have the better record, they've had the better offense overall, they are the ones who are kind of the underdogs in this one here. As I'm looking at ESPN Analytics here, 55.5% are going with the Chiefs, 44.2% are going with the Detroit Lions. So yeah, it's definitely a game that could go one of two ways, but I think the home team's got the advantage in this one here. Plus, it'd be crazy if Kansas City somehow loses this game and goes 2-4. Because we all know what's going to happen. Denver and Los Angeles are leading the pack right now. In fact, everybody in the AFC West actually won today, so it wouldn't be a shocker at all if Kansas City somehow finds its way to winning this game in general here. Like I said, 80 degrees outside in Kansas City as they're doing the opening here on Sunday Night Football, and we will be back in just a second for the kickoff. By the way, if you still want to go to this game right now, remember how last time we talked about how ticket prices for the Packers and Cowboys game were as low as $20 or something like that? Guess what? How low the ticket prices are for this game? $86. So yeah, that's definitely kind of a shocker, because I would think the Micah Parsons Bowl would have more expensive tickets at the lowest prices than this game here. But then again, defending AFC champs and one of the hottest teams in the NFC, why not? So, by the way, that's provided by Vivid Seats here. So I'm looking at it here on the ESPN Gamecast here, so I can give you an update on what's going to happen in the game before it shows up on your screen here. Dan Campbell, Lions won back-to-back division titles for the first time in the Super Bowl era. And they're showing the notable injuries. We mentioned them: Terry and Arnold, Avonte Maddox, Khalil Dorsey, DJ Reed, and Enis Rakestraw Jr. all out this game. Andy Reid, his 13th season with the Chiefs, 9 straight AFC West titles. That's the third longest division title streak in NFL history. And if the season would end today, that would be changing because it would either be the Chargers or the Broncos leading the charge right now. So I think I heard the Lions winning the toss and wanting to receive the ball as we see Jared Allen, Culinary Academy, who's about to hit the drum to get this party started. Okay, it's Kansas City, I believe, that's going to get the ball first. Glad you could join us here tonight on the Reviewing Network Live Sunday Night NFL Rewatch, as we're about to get this underway here. About to find out in a second who got the ball first. Who's getting the ball first? I think it's Kansas. No, it's Detroit. It's Detroit. I was right before. Harrison Butker getting ready to kick this one away to the kick returners, Jacob Sailors and Craig Reynolds. Butker's waiting. Got the whistle. And we are underway. Lions and the Chiefs on the Sunday Night NFL Rewatch as we have, I believe that is Craig Reynolds, outside past the 20, past the 25. Spins away, gets away from the pressure, isn't down to the 29-yard line. That's a gain of about 26 yards. And that's where Jared Goff and company will start off, as we have Jared Goff, the quarterback, David Montgomery, your running back, Jahmyr Gibbs, Sonic and Knuckles, Jameson Williams, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Sam Laporta, Dan Skipper, Christian Mahogany, Graham Glasgow, Tate Ratledge, the rookie, Penny Sewell. And that's it on the offense. Most points in the first through 5 games in team history, 34.8 for the Lions, as they will begin this drive at the 37-yard line, I believe, of the 29-yard line of the Lions. Jahmyr Gibbs in the backfield, he's going to get it, and will get about 4 yards for a pickup of, as I said, 4 yards. 2nd and 6 coming up, as they're showing Jared Goff on your TV screen here. The numbers for him so far after 5 weeks, 237 yards per game, 12 touchdowns, 2 interceptions only. Leads in the NFL with a 75% completion percentage. 14:28 to go, 2nd and 6 coming up from the 33-yard line. Gibbs still in the backfield. Gibbs again. Gibbs will find a little bit of a crease there for about maybe a yard or two. It looks like they're going to give him just one. 3rd down and 5 coming up. As we're about done with the first minute of this game here. All right, 3rd and 5 coming up. Have to get to the 39 for the first down. Goff to throw. Finds Sam Laporta, and he's got the first down. And breaks away from one, but not the next tackler. That's Cook. Taken down by him. 11 yards on that one to the 45-yard line of Detroit's first down for the Lions. And by the way, I can see on the ESPN Gamecast here who's going to get it before it shows up on the TV screen. But I'm trying to avoid that so I can be surprised when it happens here. But yeah, just letting you know that beforehand. So if you've ever looked on ESPN's Gamecasting, that does that all the time. So from the 45 of Detroit, .13 minutes to go in the first. Gibbs still in the backfield. We'll give it to him. Gibbs will find a little bit of a crease there for about maybe 4 or 5 yards. Looks like it's going to be 4. Tackled by Charles Omenihu for about a 4-yard gain, as I said. As we see the defense here, Derek Nottie, Chris Jones. He better have a good game because he's been suffering the last couple of weeks. Karlaftis, Bolton, Chanel, McDuffie, Brian Cook, Jamari Connor, Jalen Watson. 2nd and 6 coming up. Have to get to the Chiefs' 45-yard line for the first down. 12:25 to go in the first. Goff to throw. Goff fires and finds a wide-open Jameson Williams who gets out of bounds for a first down. Pickup of about 7 yards on that play. 1st and 10, Detroit at the Kansas City 44-yard line with 12 minutes to go in the first quarter. Jameson Williams, of course, the number 1 pick from Alabama back in 22. Kind of surprised when they took him, honestly. Have to get to the 39 now for the first down for the Lions. Fake to Gibbs, Goff to throw. Fires it, that's complete. That's Williams again. He's got another first down and tries to leap over a guy, but gets about 15 yards on that one there. It takes him out to the 29-yard line of Kansas City. First down, Detroit. Pushed out of there by Jalen Watson, not the offensive play for the Chiefs. Why is everybody trying to leave everybody today? Darnell Washington tried to do it today. There's some other players, too, doing it. Crazy stuff. First and 10. At the 29-yard line of Kansas City. Amon-Ra St. Brown on the move. They will give it to him on the jet sweep. And he will gain about 2 yards on that play. Tackled by Brian Cook. 2nd and 8 coming up from the 27-yard line with about 11 minutes to go. Under 11 minutes to go now in the first quarter. So far tonight, Jared Goff's 3 for 3 for 33 yards. Jahmyr Gibbs has 4 carries for 15 yards. And Jameson Williams has 2 receptions for 22 yards. David Montgomery on the sideline right now. 2nd and 8. 7 plays, 44 yards. 4 minutes and 30 seconds off the clock so far. 2nd and 8. Gibbs in the backfield. Amon-Ra St. Brown on the move again. Fake it to him. Gibbs has got it. Past the 25 and down to the 21-yard line. Pickup of about 6 yards tackled by Michael Dana. So it'll be 3rd and 2 coming up for the Lions. As we get a look at John Morton in his first season as the Lions offensive coordinator. Of course, replaces Ben Johnson, coaching the Bears right now. 3rd and 2. And don't assume that they'll go for a field goal for this, because we know Dan Campbell's a gambler. Is that Gibbs in the backfield again? I believe so. And they give it to him, and he might have gotten the first down. He did. Got 3 yards on that one. Nick Bolton took him down, but not before they reached the red zone at the 18-yard line. So a new set of downs for Detroit. And again, Montgomery's still on the sideline. I don't know if this is on purpose or... Jahmyr Gibbs, of course, another Alabama product. Another first-round pick, too. I think it was 23, if I'm not mistaken. It's another one that shocked everybody when they did that, but it's proved to be successful so far. Under 10 minutes to go in the first. At the 18-yard line, Goff to throw. Fires. That's a trick play. Amon-Ra St. Brown then to Gibbs, and Gibbs gets close to the first down. That's a lateral, and it says that it was good. Pickup of only about 3 yards, but a little trickery here for the Detroit Lions. Amon-Ra St. Brown to Jahmyr Gibbs. Ran it out of bounds at the 15-yard line as Jamari Connor was the one who knocked it out of bounds. So trick plays all around for the Detroit Lions here. Didn't amount to a whole lot, but hey, cool to see that. 2nd and 7. They are at the 15-yard line. Have to get to the 8 for the first down. We're about halfway through the first quarter here. 8:35 to go. Tesla on the move. Isaac Tesla. That will give it to Gibbs. And Gibbs has a little bit of a lane. And Gibbs should have enough for the first down. Yes, he does. First and goal. Pickup of about 7 yards at the 8-yard line is where that at. It should be a new set of downs. First and goal, Detroit. Gibbs so far tonight, 6 carries, 25 yards on this drive. A little help from Isaac Tesla opening the door here to get him in there. The young rookie wide receiver. He's already caught a couple touchdowns this season. First and goal from the 8. Gibbs once again in the backfield. St. Brown on the move. They'll give it to Gibbs. Gibbs will find a lane past the 5 and down to the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal. Tackled down by George Karlaftis and Jamari Connor. As Patrick Mahomes is just waiting for his chance here, but they are taking up a lot of time on the clock here. It's now 7:25 right now. 19 touchdowns, 25 drives so far in Week 5. Most in the NFL at 76% percentage route. Completion percentage, whatever you want to say that. Almost 8 minutes now at the 4. 12 plays, 67 yards. Play clock down to 3. To Gibbs again. Gibbs will find a little bit of a lane, get to above, I think, the 2-yard line. Yeah, 2-yard line. Tackled by Cook and Connor, so it'll be 3rd and goal at the 2-yard line, as we're now over 8 minutes on this drive, as we see Steve Spagnuolo, the defensive coordinator for the Chiefs. Coming up on 9 minutes on this drive alone. And like I said, don't be surprised they go for it on 4th down here. 9 carries, 33 yards, averaging 3.7 yards per carry for the Detroit Lions on this drive. 3rd and goal, 6:15 to go, play clock at 10. 2 tight ends in the back. It's Gibbs. And did he get in? They stopped him, it looks like. It's going to be just a little bit short at the 1-yard line. And Dan Campbell saying, let's go. That's Jahmyr Gibbs who got that one here. 4th down conversion so far, 7 of 9, tied for 6th in the NFL, 78%. Chiefs fans getting rowdy. Now coming up on near 10 minutes on this drive, Montgomery has now joined the backfield. There's a little confusion in the offense. Maybe they might take a timeout. They're going. Goff to throw. Goff and flag, I think. Detroit took a timeout, so let's see what they're going to do here. Because it looked like because it looked like when they were getting ready to set it, there was a lot of confusion between Williams and St. Brown. So I don't know. I'm assuming they're going to go for it, but still, this is a long, long drive for the Detroit Lions, taking up near 10 minutes worth of time here. I mean, it would suck if they didn't get anything off of this drive. Speaking of that, we're coming up on 13 minutes on this session here, so whatever decision they're going to make, better do it soon. I'm going to try to condense this down here. If there's plays that end in punts and all that, I won't put them in here in particular, because I mean, we've been getting lucky with the last 2 games. It's been nothing but offense all across the board. Points are getting put out there, but they are indeed going to go for it here. We've got Brock Wright in the backfield as well. Montgomery is there. 1st and goal at the 1. 4th and goal. Montgomery, and oh, did he get it? He did! Touchdown, Detroit! Wildcat play! David Montgomery with a wildcat. He was the quarterback, and Jared Goff was the one who caught the touchdown. And the Lions strike first. 15 plays, 71 yards, 9 minutes and 36 seconds. Look at this. Goff on the move. Montgomery's there, throws it, and Goff was lucky to get that in the end zone, because look at that. Like, a guy was trying to push him out of there, and then he was just like, nope, going in. He was trying to get St. Brown, too. Like that. What a great play that is by Jared Goff and the Lions. Well, they might be looking at it to see if this was a legitimate play, because that's not being updated here on ESPN. So it looks like they might be reviewing this. Oh, we got a penalty here. So this might be coming back. Yep, there it is. Looks like we've got an illegal for a direct snap penalty. Illegal motion on the offense. So it's a 5-yard penalty. Take the touchdown off the board. It's now 4th and goal to 6. And what does Dan Campbell decide to do here? I was wondering why it wasn't showing up on ESPN, but it says here, direct snap to David Montgomery. David Montgomery passes for the touchdown. However, there was a penalty on illegal motion on Jared Goff, and that was enforced at the 1-yard line. So take the touchdown off the board. It looks like they are going to kick the field goal. It's a cool play, but it was looking kind of odd in general when I saw it. It was just kind of like, so what are the Lions going to do here? It looks like Jared Goff looks like he's going to put his helmet back on and go. Maybe they're going to go for it. Yeah, they're going to go for it. This time they're going to have to be at the 5-yard line, so they better have a good play here. Maybe get him to draw off sides, maybe. Yeah, that clock is going down to 7, 6, 5. They're not going to get it off. They can't take a timeout, so they're going to take a penalty. Another penalty, and this is a delay of game penalty, so it's going to move them back to the 10-yard line. We got Craig Wallstead as our referee this evening, so will they bring out... So is Dan Campbell going to bring out the kicking unit now? It looks like it may be. Yeah, they are. Jake Bates going to come out to get the first points of this one here, so... Touchdown taken off the board, but hey, you get 3 points out of it, so you at least get something on the board here. Points are a premium in a game like this. Chip shot field goal here for Jake Bates, 28 yards. Good snap, good hold, and the kick is good. And the Detroit Lions with the first points of this game, taking nearly 10 minutes off the clock. 5:21 to go in the first. Detroit up 3-0. Patrick Mahomes getting ready to come out next. The Reviewing Network Live Sunday Night NFL Rewatch is brought to you by absolutely nobody, because nobody sponsors anything on my channels, unfortunately. But like I said, I've always said, if anyone out there wants me to sponsor something, give me a ring-a-ding-ding. But I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about here. But, yeah, we've got a 3-0 lead for the Lions on a drive that took up 10 minutes of time on the clock, as Mahomes has been eagerly waiting his chance to get out there. As Chiefs offense will come out for the first time in this game with about 5:21 to go in the first. We've got Nico Remigio in the backfield ready to catch the punt from Jake Bates. Remigio's on the run past the 20, past the 25, and down all the way to the 30-yard line. And that's where Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs offense will start for this day. We got Mahomes, of course, Isaiah Pacheco, Hollywood Brown, Xavier Worthy back in the lineup, Juju Smith Schuster, Mr. Juju, Travis Kelce, Jalen Moore, Kingsley Suamata, Creed Humphrey, Trey Smith, Juwan Taylor. As we mentioned, no Josh Simmons tonight, rookie guard for the Chiefs. Mahomes starts with a run for Pacheco, and Pacheco will get about one, tackled by DJ Reader. Let's take a look at Mahomes' numbers so far this season. Mahomes, through 5 weeks, 63% completion percentage, 251 yards, rushing attempts, 38 per game, 11 touchdowns, 2 turnovers. That's the career high, 38 rushing yards for him. He's been the best runner that this team has had this season, which is not a good thing with a guy late in his career. I mean, this is about his 8th year here. Mahomes flips it. That's complete. That's Kelce. Kelce's got the first down and more. Kelce gets taken down to the 46-yard line. Pick up a 15 yards for Travis Kelce, tackled by Muhammad and Arthur Millette. First down, Kansas City. Travis Kelce needs to get going too. Travis has not been busy. Let's just say he's been putting more focus on what's been going on behind the scenes of his life rather than what's on the field. But that's a good start for them. Pick up about 15 yards on that one. 1st and 10 from the 46. Checo still in the backfield. Mahomes to fire. Throws it. That's complete. That's Juju Smith Schuster past the 30, past the 25. And taken down. Slammed down to the 24-yard line. A 30-yard pickup for Juju Smith Schuster and a new set of downs for Kansas City. And they are already in Detroit territory. Closing in on the red zone at the 24-yard line. First down. Tackled by Brian Branch. Wide open lane, too, for Juju Smith Schuster. There was not anybody there for a good long time. Once again, we miss you, Juju, here in Pittsburgh. 2 of 2 so far from Mahomes, already at 45 yards, more than Goff got on that last drive. Uh-oh, why are we freezing here? My TV is frozen. I'll just read you here on ESPN. Isaiah Pacheco gets a first down into the red zone. 13 yards on that one. Is at the 13-yard line of Detroit. Pick up of about 11 yards. Tackled once again by Brian Branch. First and 10 for the Chiefs, and now the TV's unfrozen. As we have about 3 minutes to go in this first quarter, moving pretty quickly here. I don't know what was going on there. My TV started freezing on me. So it'll be 2nd and 8 at the 11-yard line. Checo was able to get away from Branch and Hutchinson. It looks like it's at the 13 on the TV. Give it to Pacheco again. And now this time they'll get him at the 11-yard line. I was reading ahead on the ESPN game thing. Sorry. 2:30 to go in the first. There'll be about a 2nd and 8 coming up at the 11-yard line. We look at Jalen Moore, who signed a 2-year, $30 million contract in the offseason, playing his first 4 seasons with the 49ers. He's in there for Josh Simmons. Josh Simmons, as I mentioned before, in California with a personal family emergency, so he's not in this game. 2nd and 8 for Mahomes. Got to throw. Mahomes scrambling. Mahomes is going to throw it away. Incomplete. 3rd and 8 coming up with under 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Khalil Barnes was the one that pushed him out. Ryan Branch, of course, had that pick 6 in the first game of his career in 2023 when he played these Chiefs in the season opener. 3rd and 8 coming up. Kareem Hunt, it looks like, is in the backfield now. Mahomes to throw. He might run. He's going to run past the 10 and down to the 5-yard line. 4th and about 3 yards. Actually, they're going to mark him at the 6. So what are the Chiefs going to do here? Are they going to go for it? It looks like they probably will. Andy Reid looking, and it looks like maybe not. Maybe they are going to kick it. Try to tie this game up. 90 seconds to go in the first quarter. Oh, they are going to go for it, or at least try to do the hard count. 1:20 to go in this one here. Hunt in the backfield. Noah Gray, the backup tight end, on the move. Mahomes fires it. Xavier Worthy, touchdown, Kansas City. Xavier Worthy, the second-year man out of Alabama or Texas, one of those two. 8 plays, 70 yards, 4 minutes and 10 seconds as the Chiefs take the lead. Xavier Worthy back in the lineup. Like I said before, he's been on and off on the field this season, but there's the impact of him being on the field. A big play there, and the Chiefs take the first touchdown of the night. Butker to kick the extra point. Oh, that is no good. Wide left. I mean, you could see how bad that was. But 1 minute and 11 seconds to go in the first quarter. It is still a 6-3 lead for Kansas City on the touchdown to Xavier Worthy. We'll be back after this. And we are back, everybody. Correction. I think I said he was from Texas beforehand. I thought I also said Alabama too, but no. Xavier Worthy went to Texas. And, of course, he was the one that caught the touchdown. And, of course, Taylor Swift's here. Because why the hell not? Lucky for you folks out there, you won't get to see her. So, ha-ha, take that, Swifties. But, anyway, I digress. Was that Caitlin Clark there, too? Kickoff to Craig Reynolds. Craig Reynolds past the 20, past the 25, and down to the 29-yard line. And that is where the Lions will begin this next drive with 1:06 to go in the first. You saw how quickly the Chiefs can score, so Lions last drive, 14 plays, 70 yards, 9 minutes and 39 seconds. Third longest opening drive in the NFL this season, and yet it only got them 3 points, so they would like to get more than that, obviously. David Montgomery now in the backfield along with Laporta from the 29-yard line. Now Laporta going off to the side. Now moving. Flip it to Montgomery. Montgomery has a little bit of a lane, and he will get to the 32-yard line for a pickup of about 3 yards, and we should have at least one more play here before the end of the quarter, assuming it's not an incompletion. 50 seconds to go in this first quarter. Moving pretty quickly, too. We're not even at 9 o'clock here. 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, by the way. 2nd and 7 coming up as the Chiefs defense is literally looking at the camera, looking at me like, what do you want from me? Like, I'm just the observer here. 2nd and 7. Goff to throw. Goff in trouble, fires, completes it. That is, who is that? Sam Laporta. Big play right there. Sam Laporta with a 26-yard pass from Jared Goff all the way to the Kansas City 42-yard line. And that is how this first quarter will come to an end. Lions on the move. But the Chiefs are up 6-3. We shall return in a matter of moments, so stay tuned. We will be right back. And we welcome you back to the second quarter here on the Reviewing Network Live Sunday Night NFL Rewatch. 6-3, Kansas City with the lead, but Detroit is on the move. They are in Kansas City territory at the 42-yard line as we get a look of a probably super expensive area within Arrowhead Stadium, I would like to think. I don't know. I'm not paying attention to this. I'm not paying attention to the noise going on here. 1st and 10 from the 42-yard line of Kansas City as we start the second quarter. Lions on the move. David Montgomery in the backfield. And they will give it to Montgomery, who will find a little bit of lane. He's got a first down and take it down, slam down at the 29-yard line. Pickup of about 13 yards on that one there. First down, Detroit. Montgomery with a nice lane thanks to the help of the offensive line. Got away from Chris Jones, and Chris Jones actually did something on this. Yay! 1st and 10 on the 29-yard line. Chris Jones is a good defensive player, but man, he's been slumming it this year. They will give it to Montgomery again, and he gets away from one tackler, but not another one. Gain of about 6 yards. Jamari Connor's the one that brings him down to the 23-yard line of Kansas City. With 14 minutes to go in the second quarter. From the 24-yard line. Yeah, that's Chris Jones getting knocked down on that one by Penny Sewell. And he's been having a bad year this year, Chris Jones. Maybe he can have redemption here later on, you never know. 2nd and 4. Goff to throw, that's complete. That is Amon-Ra St. Brown. Not much there. I think he only got about a yard on that one, tackled by Leo Chanel. So 3rd down and 3 coming up from the 22-yard line with 13:26 to go in the second quarter. I don't know why I did that. Just to fill some dead air. Goff 6 of 6. Near perfect today. 63 yards thus far. We'll see if that continues. 3rd and 3. Play clock to 8. Montgomery in the backfield. Down to 4. Down to 3. Laporta on the move. Goff to throw. Goff looking for somebody. Fires. And that's complete. That's Jameson Williams. Jameson Williams touchdown. Detroit Lions. 22-yard touchdown for Jameson Williams, even though ESPN is not updating this, so is there a flag? 6 plays, 71 yards, 3 minutes, 22 seconds. Let's look and see. Why isn't ESPN updating? Let's see. Oh, now it's updated. Touchdown, Detroit Lions. Monte Williams, of course, with the touchdown grab, 22 yards. Let's check the extra point as Somebody from Kansas City is injured. Looks like the touchdown will stand, so here comes Jake Bates for the extra point. Bates with the snap, Bates with the hold, and the kick is good. 10-6 Detroit. Looks like we're probably not going to have many punts tonight, unfortunately, but that's been kind of the norm here, so we'll see what happens. But the Lions with a big touchdown drive to Jamison Williams. 10-6, Detroit with the lead back. Back after this. Yeah, come watch our shitty How to Train Your Dragon movie on Peacock. Or don't. You can just stick with the original. I would say stick with the original, because the live-action remake fucking sucked. But anyway, welcome back to the Reviewing Network Live Sunday Night NFL Rewatch. We are looking at a stadium inside of Kansas City, a theater, if you will. Stadium, Jesus. I think they actually use this whenever late night shows come to town. As we're looking at Jihad Field at Arrowhead Stadium, as the Lions have retaken the lead. 12:49 to go in the second as they're about to get the punt. And this is going to be Remigio who's going to go ahead and take this. And let's see how far he goes with it. At the 5, past the 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and down. Looks like down at the 31-yard line. So Mahomes and company come back out after a relatively quick opening drive. So yeah, the Lions can score as many points as they want to, but they have to keep up the pace with the Chiefs. As Patrick Mahomes, 300 career passing touchdowns, 139 games it took him. Passing Aaron Rodgers at 147, Marino at 152, and Peyton Manning at 161. So already an impressive feat for this guy. 3 Super Bowls, 2. Many AFC appearances. I don't think I need to tell you all about that. Mahomes going to throw, though. Mahomes looking, finding somebody, and he's going to get... no, he's got it wide open, too, and that is... Who is that? Number 5. That is... Josh Palmer? Hollywood Brown, excuse me. No, it's Hollywood Brown. Yeah, wide open, too. Like, nobody was there. And Aiden Hutchinson almost got him, too. That's a pickup of 20 yards on that one there. And again, wide open. Nobody was there for a mile. And they're already in Detroit territory at the 49-yard line. 4 or 5 for 71 yards from Mahomes so far. 12 minutes to go in the second. Mahomes to throw again. Fires. That's complete. That is Noah Gray, the backup tight end, for a gain of about 6 on the play. And it looks like we might have an injured Detroit player on the field. Looks like we do. I think it's Kirby Joseph, I think it is. What's the number? I think it's Kirby Joseph. Clock stops at 11:41. Yeah, Kirby Joseph. So, looks like we're going to take a little bit of a break, so we will return in just a minute. And we are back. And it looks like the Kirby Joseph has been taken to the sideline. And there he is. 2nd and 4 for the Chiefs. 11:33 to go in the second quarter. This is their second drive of the day. Pacheco fakes it. Mahomes still has it. And did he flip it? No, he still had the ball. Did not get anything on that one. Jack Campbell took him down. That was a nasty-looking hit. Let's see what happened to Joseph. Ooh, looks like it looks like an ACL injury. It looks like he tore something because nobody hit him. Like, it looked like a hamstring, either an ACL or a hamstring. It looked like one or the other. 3rd down and 4. Kareem Hunt now in the backfield. They'll give it to him, and he will not get much at all. Amik Robinson stops him from going forward. It's 4th and 2 now, and what does Andy Reid do here? Does he go for it? It's an interesting scenario here. They're at the 41-yard line. They could take the points. Try to get the field goal, maybe punt it away. Wouldn't be surprised if they went for it here, though. Hunt had more room, too. It's Alex Anzalone that got to him first, and then Amik Robinson was the one that took him down for the kill. It looks like they are going to go for it. 4th and 1. They try a quarterback sneak. And either way, they are gonna get it. Kareem Hunt up the middle for 3 yards for a first down. And yeah, Joseph, something's up with his leg. It looks like he may have tore something. Because again, it did not look like he hit anybody, so that might be non-contact. So first down for the Chiefs at the Detroit 38-yard line. 8 first downs for the Lions, 6 for Kansas City. From the 38-yard line, flip it back. Xavier Worthy, trick play. Mahomes still has it. He might try to run for the first down. He's got a lot of space to do, and he will do just that. 10-yard run, tackled by Amik Robinson, and it will be a first down at the 28-yard line for Patrick Mahomes. A little trickery by the Chiefs we see. First to Pacheco, then to Worthy, then back to Mahomes. And Mahomes, of course, had a wide lane to go to get that first down. He did just that. This time they will give it to Pacheco, who will get about a yard or two. Looks like a 2-yard run. Lacey and Reeder there for the tackle. 2nd and 8 from the 26-yard line with 8:48 to go in the second. Fast-moving game thus far. We only have 4 drives so far, and again, everybody's going for it more on 4th downs now, and they're getting it too. They're not really punting it away as much. And again, Mahomes leading the rushing right now, 15 yards on the night. Pacheco's back there. We'll see if that changes here. 2nd and 8. Fake it. Mahomes has it. Running out of time, and Mahomes going down. Did the ball come out? No, it did not. It looks like it did come out, but it was recovered by Mahomes, so they will lose the yardage on that one. They're actually going to lose a lot of yardage there. 3rd and 18 from the Detroit 36-yard line, and it was Aiden Hutchinson that caused the fumble. Got past Noah Gray, and the peanut punch. So let's see what happens here now on 3rd down. 3rd down. 3rd and 18. Got a long way to go to get the first down. 7:36 to go in the first. Mahomes to throw. Finds Juju Smith Schuster past the 35, past the 30. He might have a chance to get the first down past the 20. And so close to the first down. He's about a yard short. 4th and 1 coming up. And what does Andy Reid do? It looks like he's going to go for it, because why the hell not? 7:15 to go in the second quarter, in the first half. 20 seconds on the play clock. 4th and 1. Butker's still on the sideline, so they are going to go for it. As we are now at 7 minutes, 4th down conversion. Next Gen Stats tells you to go for it. But it looks like we're going to have a timeout by Kansas City, and they might be rethinking this. And they will be thinking about it. So everybody has 2 timeouts to go here. A reminder coming up after the end of the first half here. We have the Reviewing Network Live Sunday Night NFL Halftime. We watch Halftime Report. We'll take a look at all the scores from Week 6 overall. Started the day off with a ugly game in London, where the Broncos barely got out of there against the Jets, who are still winless. And then after we look at the scores, we have a little bit of a tribute to the late great Diane Keaton, who passed away yesterday. That's what you get here on this show. Here, you don't get just sports here. We cover all facets of entertainment here, and we cover things that most NFL fans don't really care about. The death of Diane Keaton, but this is a movie channel too, so we do of course take a look at that as well. So we'll have that for you coming up at the half. 4th and 1, and they look like they are indeed going to go for it. Pacheco in the backfield. What are they going to do? Mahomes going to throw. Mahomes, he could maybe run for the first down, going to fire it, and that is incomplete. Looking for Xavier Worthy, tackled by Harper, is the one that took that down, and a turnover on downs for the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Lions will start at their own 19-yard line. 6:55 to go in the second quarter. Lions get the ball back up 10-6. We shall return. That's going to be very interesting. USC versus Notre Dame on NBC this Saturday, which... Actually, no. What am I saying? I keep thinking it's Penn State. I'm sorry. I'll talk about that in just a second here. 1st and 10 for the Lions. As we have Jahmyr Gibbs, and Gibbs finds a little bit of a lane pickup of about 5 on that one, excuse me. I thought that said Penn State because, of course, if you've been living under a rock the last couple of hours, you didn't see that Penn State fired head coach James Franklin today, and quite frankly, I don't see why it took him this long, because, of course, of what's been going on at Penn State. They've lost their last 3 games in embarrassing fashion. But I think there is a game on Peacock this week, and maybe that's why I was looking at it the wrong way. 2nd and 5, but anyway, if you haven't been catching up with the news in the last couple of hours. We'll give it to Gibbs again, and gonna get taken down immediately. Leo Chanel and Nick Bolton. It looks like he did get a yard on that one. 3rd and 4 coming up from their own 26-yard line. As we are about 6 minutes away from the half here. They show Chanel and Bolton on the tackle here. Third and 4. Gibbs is the back. Isaac Tesla at the top of your screen. 3rd and 4. Goff looks like he's going to throw. No, he's going to run. Past the 20, past the 25, and he's got the first down. First down inside the 33-yard line. 7 yards on the play. And it looks like we got an injury update here. Williams, maybe that's the guy that was injured beforehand. He's returned to the game. And Williams. I don't know who that is, but there was an injury, I think, on the last Lions drive, if I'm not mistaken. But new set of downs for Detroit, and Jahmyr Gibbs keeping the lane open thanks to that. Looks like Gibbs is the back again with Laporta. Gibbs again. Past the 35. He's got the first down and more. Pick up about 15 yards to the Detroit 48-yard line, tackled by Roland Wallace and Watson. First and 10, under 5 minutes to go here. Lions up 10-6. Numbers so far, 7 of 7 for Jared Goff, 85 yards and a touchdown. 59 yards for Jahmyr Gibbs on the rushing yards. Jamison Williams, 44 yards receiving. And 1 sack by Aiden Hutchinson. 1st and 10. Close to midfield. Gibbs again. And Gibbs might have... still on his feet, still on the move, and he got into Kansas City territory. It looked like they were going to stop him, but he got a 6-yard gain on that one there, and they are at the Kansas City 46-yard line. 4 minutes to go in the second quarter. Let's take a look. Looked like he stayed up on his feet. Had a nice lane there. 90 rushing yards thus far for Detroit this evening, 36 only for Kansas City, as David Montgomery's in the backfield now. At the Kansas City 46-yard line, 3:30 to go in the second. Amon-Ra St. Brown on the move. Fake it to Montgomery. Goff and just had to throw it down. What happened? What was that? Flag didn't get thrown. I don't know what that was. I guess it's an incompletion. I don't know what happened there. I'm just as confused as everyone else is. Just like, what happened? Like, we all stop. 3rd down and 4. Like, I don't know what's going on here, man. They have to get to the 42 for the first down for the Lions. This time they will give it to Montgomery, who will pick up about 2 or 3. Looks like 2. Trent McDuffie with the tackle there, and they are on the long range of field goal range, but it looks like Dan Campbell, of course he's going to go for it. Why the hell not? As we are at 3 minutes to go in this one. Yeah, it's a game of chess with Dan Campbell and Andy Reid, and Steve Spagnuolo as well at the 3-minute mark here. 4th and 2. Take a risk here. Like clock to 6. Goff fires, and that is incomplete. intended for Amon-Ra St. Brown, and it's a turnover on downs, and Kansas City has got it in excellent field position for their next drive. 2:42 to go. Turnover on downs for both teams here. 10-6. Back with more after this. We are back, everybody, and we've had a turnover on downs on both teams in this last couple of minutes. Dan Campbell can be a gambler sometimes, but someone once said, the fourth down conversion giveth, and the fourth down conversion taketh away. Actually, Urinate Tree said that just in the last couple of minutes. He actually was at the Steeler game today. So hopefully we'll get a video of that coming up this week. Chiefs get the ball at the 44-yard line. Mahomes flips it. That is Pacheco, and it doesn't look like he got much. In fact, nothing. Tackled by Alex Anzalone. Actually might have lost a yard on that one at the 45-yard line. Chris Jones did something. Yay! Chris Jones always does something, but yeah, he needed it. Yeah, this could be a momentum shifter right here if the Chiefs can get something going here. 2nd and 10. Will they get one more play out before the 2-minute warning? Yes, they will. Mahomes. The throw. Wide open. Hollywood Brown. What a catch that was. Tackle that is out at the 42 of Detroit, and they are already in Detroit territory, and they'll have to do one more play because it's at 2:01 on the 2-minute warning. Or they'll just let it go to the 2-minute warning. Okay. 2-minute warning coming up. Can Kansas City get a drive going here? Down by 4. Reminder, of course, coming up at the half, we take a look at the Reviewing Network Live Sunday Night NFL Rewatch Halftime Report. Take a look at all the scores for Week 6. Crazy games all across the board, as per usual. Maybe not as much as usual, but this time around. But we'll also have our special salute to Diane Keaton coming up. Meantime, Kansas City at the 42-yard line. We'll give it to Pacheco. Pacheco will find a little bit of a crease, not much there, to the 40-yard line. Looks like they are moving pretty quickly. No huddle. Kirby Joseph back in the lineup. That's good to see. 2nd and 8 coming up with about 1:43 to go. Each team still has 2 timeouts. Mahomes to throw. And that's complete. That is to Kelsey, who's going to get the first down at the 32-yard line. And clock going to continue to run. Yep, the clock's going to continue to run. Chiefs will get the ball to start the second half here. So a chance to double up. Nine of 11 for 115 from Mahomes so far. 9-11. 9-11. 1st and 10. That's a Wildcat reference. Mahomes to throw, and nobody down there. Worthy was down there with 23, Brian Branch. Incomplete. Well, it's not just a Wildcat reference. That's a Vanos Crew reference. But I think Wildcat's the one that started it on the videos on there. You know, 9/11 like that. So 63 seconds to go here. Total plays 28 for the Lions, 23 for the Chiefs. 177 for the Lions, 143 for the Chiefs. 10 first downs for Detroit, 9 for Kansas City. Time of possession, Lions leading at 17 minutes, 20 seconds. Kansas City 11:43. 2nd and 10. Mahomes fires. That is incomplete. Kelsey had it and dropped it. So it's 3rd down coming up with 1 minute to go, and Detroit could possibly get the ball back here to get some points. Kelsey had it and dropped it. Third down and 10. Have not converted the 3rd down so far this evening. Does that change here? 3 wide receivers at the top. Thornton on the moon. Tyquan Thornton. Mahomes to throw. Mahomes just goes deep in the air, and it is incomplete. Flag is down. And it's defensive pass interference. And Rock Ya-Sin can't believe it. That is on Rock Ya-Sin, so it puts him at the Detroit 18-yard line in the red zone. You knew it was coming. You knew it was coming. You knew the refs were going to get involved at some point in time. They were like, the Lions, you're cool, but we got Swifties watching this. We gotta get the bookies in LA are also watching, in Vegas are watching this too. So Chiefs have got to get something here. Yeah, that's a little bit of holding too. So yeah, you could have called him on holding, but okay, I can see that one being a penalty. From the 18, Mahomes still has it. Fires, completes it, and Kelsey gets slammed down at the 1. 17 yards on that one. And again, Rock Ya-Sin is the one that got hit on that one. They are picking on him right now. And Lions are not going to even bother taking the timeout. Jack Campbell missed out on a possible interception. Ooh, got hit on the head too. Ugh, lucky he got it from that one. Detroit actually does take a timeout. They might have to take him into the concussion protocol, probably. But they probably won't. 3 receptions for Kelsey tonight, 40 yards, 4 targets. 40 seconds to go here. Detroit has 1 timeout. Probably would get them to score at this point. Let them score and then try to get something here coming up. You know, Kelsey's back in the lineup. First and goal, play clock to 20, 40 seconds to go at the 1-yard line. What did they do here? Noah Gray was in the backfield, now he's on the side. Might be a free play, and Mahomes going to take it in for the touchdown. I think it was a penalty on the defense. It was indeed a penalty, so the Lions give up the touchdown and possibly a double-up play coming up here to start the second half. As Chiefs will get the ball back, 13-10. Chiefs regain the lead. Patrick Mahomes on the run there. Three carries for Mahomes tonight, 16 yards, rushes, and that 1 touchdown. Can't get any simpler than that. Bucker to kick the extra point, which he does. It's 13-10 with 37 seconds to go. Detroit has a timeout to work with here, so chance to possibly tie this up or maybe even take the lead. Maybe. We'll see what happens when we get back. Welcome back, everybody. 2 minutes and 5 seconds on that particular scoring drive as the Chiefs take the lead back, 13-10. Lions will have about 37 seconds to try to get something going here. And it looks like Craig Reynolds will take it out past the 20, past the 25, past the 30, and down at the Kansas City 35-yard line. Kansas City has 1 timeout left, 37 seconds to go, and any kind of score would help them out here because the Chiefs will get the ball to start the second half. Numbers for Mahomes so far, 132, 10 of 14, 1 touchdown. Isaiah Pacheco has 18 rushing yards. Juju Smith Schuster with 47 receiving yards. First and 10 with 33 seconds to go for the Lions. Jahmyr Gibbs in the backfield. Goff to throw. Fires and finds Sam Laporta. Gets out of bounds at the 37-yard line. Takes about 5 seconds off the clock. 28 seconds to go. Have a long way to go to get into Jake Bates' field goal range. Eight of 10 for 90 yards thus far for Jared Goff this evening. 2nd and 5 coming up. Play clock to 17. Amon-Ra St. Brown at the bottom of your screen. Goff to throw. Fires, and that's complete to St. Brown. Lions got to take that timeout, and they will. So the sidelines are your friends in this situation here. We're going to take a break, and we will too. What the fuck am I looking at here? Jahmyr Gibbs on the ESPN page looks like a woman. Tell me that does not look like a woman. Like, I know he's got, like, the bandana on, but it looks like it looks like he's a black woman. Like, I don't know. I just noticed that when I'm waiting for this 30-second timeout to finish out there, but there you go. All right, so the Lions, 3rd and 2 coming up. Jahmyr Gibbs in the backfield. You want to also be careful with not giving Kansas City enough time to get something. Goff to throw, it looks like. Gonna fire it, and too high. Looking for Gibbs on that one. So, yeah. Chiefs now have 17 seconds and 2 timeouts to add to their lead. That was not the smart move on Jared Goff's part. Could have run it too, but then again, you don't have any timeouts. So, like I said, the sidelines were your friends in that situation here. So it's 4th and 2. It looks like Jack Fox is going to punt it away to Remigio. Up in the air. Fair catch called for at the 10. So maybe that means Kansas City will just take the 3-point lead and go to the half with 10 seconds to go. And it looks like they're going to do just that. Whatever they did to Kirby Joseph, it worked because he's back out on the field. Like, he was literally limping into the medical tent. Now they're just showing him going like, yeah, I'm running. It looks like it's going to be a kneel down. Yep. We are going to go to the half. Chiefs will get the ball to start the second half as they have a 13-10 lead. Can the Lions come back from this, or can the Chiefs get back to 500? The answers are coming your way in about 12 minutes' time. We will be back in just a moment for the Reviewing Network Live Sunday Night NFL Rewatch Halftime Report. All right, everybody, and welcome to the Reviewing Network Live Sunday Night NFL Rewatch Halftime Report. Lions down by 3 right now against the Kansas City Chiefs, 13-10 the score. Chiefs going to get the ball to start the second half here, but let's go ahead and take a look at the scores from earlier in today's action. They began, of course, overseas in London as the New York Jets, still looking for their first win, didn't really do a whole lot, and let's be honest, neither did the Denver Broncos. We're coming off that big win last week against Philadelphia. They came out with a victory. 10 points scored in the first quarter, including the lone touchdown from Bo Nix. The final score, 13-11. Broncos move up to 4-2. Jets have still winless, 0-6, with a terrible, and I mean terrible, offensive performance by the Jets. You want to know how bad it is? Justin Fields' final total overall was minus 10 yards of offense in this game. I mean, Jesus, that's pretty bad. But the Broncos are 4-2. Jets still looking for their first win. Moving on to the games of the afternoon window. The New England Patriots have won 3 straight. Drake May having a banner day against the New Orleans Saints. 18 of 26, 261 yards for 3 touchdowns. The Patriots win it 25-19. They move to 4-2. Saints are 1-5. If the Falcons beat the Bills tomorrow, the Patriots could find themselves in the lead in the AFC East. In Pittsburgh, we had our first AFC North showdown for the Steelers, and the Steelers came out on top over the Cleveland Browns. Aaron Rodgers was 21 of 30 for 235 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Jaylen Warren with 11 carries, 52 yards. DK Metcalf with 4 receptions, 95 yards, and 1 of 2. Aaron Rodgers, 2 touchdowns. They beat the Browns pretty convincingly, 23-9. Browns look pretty weak on offense and defense as well. Browns are 1-5. Steelers are 4-1. Close matchup today in Green Bay, much closer than anyone expected. Joe Flacco, of course, starting for the Cincinnati Bengals after being traded this week. And he had a couple of touchdowns, but in the end, it wasn't enough to stop the Green Bay Packers. They had to get something going after the last time we saw them, where they were in that tie against the Cowboys. 27-18 the final score. Jordan Love, 19 of 26 for 259 yards and 1 touchdown. Josh Jacobs, 18 carries, 93 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jamar Chase, 10 receptions, 94 yards, 1 touchdown. In the battle of 4-1 teams, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers came out on top as they beat the 49ers pretty convincingly, 30-19. Mac Jones did have more passing yards than Baker Mayfield did, 27 of 39 for 347, but 2 interceptions. Rashad White had a 17 carries, 65 yards, 1 touchdown. Kendrick Bourne with another big day, 5 receptions, 142 yards. It was a close one in Indianapolis, but the Colts are 5-1. 31-27 the final score. Cardinals are 2-4. Jacoby Brissett 27-44, 320 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jonathan Taylor 21 carries, 123 yards, 1 touchdown. Zay Jones for Arizona, 5 receptions, 79 yards. Duel in Miami. Miami had the chance to win this game, but Los Angeles had a get-back game this week, and it had to be this one here. 29-27 the final score. The Chargers are 4-2. Lions are 1-5. Justin Herbert 29-38 for 264 yards and 2 touchdowns. Devin Achane had 2 touchdowns, 128 yards on the day. Ladd McConkey with 7 receptions, 100 yards, and 1 touchdown. Surprisingly, the most exciting game of the day, Carolina upsets the Dallas Cowboys despite a banner day by the Dallas Cowboys offense. 25-34 for Dak Prescott, 261 yards, 3 touchdowns. George Pickens had 9 receptions, 168 yards, and 1 touchdown. But it was Rico Dowdle's day. 30 carries, 183 yards, over 200 total yards for the second week in a row, and the Panthers are at 500. Who would have seen that coming? Seattle 4-2, 20-12 winners of that one against Jacksonville. Sam Darnold with 2 touchdowns, including a bomb to Jackson Smith-Njigba, one of his 8 receptions for 162 yards, 61 yards on that touchdown. Jaguars at 4-2, Seattle's at 4-2. Ravens need those players back big time. They blew a big one today against the Rams. Rams won that one 17-3. Ravens are 1-5, their worst record in 10 years. Rams are 4-2. Matthew Stafford 17-26, 481 yards. Derrick Henry had 24 carries for 122. Zay Flowers 6 receptions, 46 yards. Matthew Stafford did have 1 touchdown. And the Raiders won the 1-4 bowl against the Tennessee Titans, including last week was a fluke for Tennessee. Cam Ward 26-38, 221, 1 touchdown. Ashton Jensen 23 carries, 75 yards, 1 touchdown. Van Jefferson 4 receptions, 75 yards. But it's the Raiders that come out on top 20-10. So those are your scores. And before we go here, we want to say our thoughts and condolences to the family of Diane Keaton, one of those great actresses that, she was one of those really great actresses that there's a reason why she was well recognized as one of the great talents of her time. And a lot of great movies in her bibliography. I mean, too many to really recommend here. I mean, of course, you got to recommend the Godfather movies. You got to recommend Annie Hall. You got to recommend Manhattan, Interiors, Reds, Radio Days, Father of the Bride movies, The First Wives Club, Family Stone's an underrated gem. Something's got to give. So many good movies, so much more checking out. I wish I had some more time to really go through all these, but I unfortunately do not. But rest in peace, Diane Keaton. We will miss you dearly. So, with all of that said, we are going to go ahead and take a quick break, and then when we come back, actually, we'll probably have to cut this in half because, of course, that's what we've been doing here on these videos. So, stay tuned for the second half. Coming up, Lions, Chiefs. Chiefs up 13-10. They get the ball to start the second half, and we will return. And we have returned, and it's time to get back into the action here. As I said before, the score at the half, 13-10 in favor of the Chiefs, who are going to get the ball to start the second half. As Jake Bates about to kick this one away, that is going to go to Remigio. And back we go with football. And Remigio, it's past the 20... He's going to lose yardage, actually. Gets stopped back at the 19-yard line. And that is where Kansas City will begin their next drive. First game for the Lions, trailing at the half since week 1 at the Packers. Of course, they lost that one 27-13. Still a close game, though, 13-10. But Detroit really needs to do something on defense to stop Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, who are going to throw first. And it looks like number 24, that is... Who is number 24? That is Rashard Smith, who I guess is a rookie, for a pickup of 9 yards. His first reception of the night, tackled by Alex Anzalone. 2nd and 1 from the 28 coming up. It's going to be 2nd and inches, actually. Kelsey on the sideline. Now it looks like Pacheco's in the backfield now. Pacheco is going to get the first down and more past the 35 and down to the 37-yard line. Kirby Joseph with a tackle there. First down, Kansas City. Looks like they're checking Kelsey for something. Maybe. That's why he's on the sideline right now. 13:44 to go in the first. Kansas City on the move. Mahomes to throw. And finds his target. That's Noah Gray. And they're already in the Detroit territory. It's a first down. Pickup of 19 yards. At 13:25 to go at the Detroit 44-yard line. First down, Kansas City. They're picking on Anzalone so far in this drive. No Gray's been a pretty good tight end for the Chiefs as backup. Mahomes to throw. Might run. A flip. Incomplete. Looks like he was trying to go to Isaiah Pacheco on that one, but to no avail. 2nd and 10 coming up. That one didn't look like he had an idea of where it was going to. It was just like, fuck it, somebody's down there. And Pacheco had a chance at it. You gotta hold on to that one. Stops the clock at 12:53. 2nd and 10 coming up. Pacheco in the backfield. Smith Schuster on the move. Mahomes to throw. Scanning. Fires. Wide open Travis Kelce. First down at the Detroit 31-yard line. Pickup of 13 yards. How do you leave him that wide open? Oh, that might not be a catch. They did get it off. Oh, flag down. Why are they letting this play go? Mahomes is going to run for it. What's the penalty? For the moment, it's a first down. It looks like it is going to be a first down, but... And they got a defensive offside penalty, too. They should have looked at that, because that ball looked like it was on the ground first. That did not look like a catch. Now they're just picking on him right now. 6 plays, 61 yards, 2:45 on this drive. At the Detroit 20-yard line. That's something they should have looked at, honestly. 2 running backs in the backfield. Mahomes. A flip, that's Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt's going to get the first down at the 9-yard line. Pickup of 11 yards on that one, tackled by Jahad Campbell and DJ Reader. But a 1st and goal now, and they are moving along here. 7 plays, 72 yards, 3 minutes off the clock. We're at 11:38 now in the first quarter. $11:27 to go at the 9-yard line. Hollywood Brown on the move. Mahomes gives it to him. Hollywood Brown to the 5, and that's a touchdown, Kansas City. And Kansas City extends their lead. 8 plays, 81 yards, 3 minutes and 42 seconds on the time of possession. And it's now a 9-point lead. Pending the extra point, it could be a 10-point lead. End around play. Easiest touchdown drive of the season so far for them. Harrison Butker for the extra point. And it is good. 11:18 to go, and the Chiefs come out swinging 20-10 over the Lions. Back after this. I feel proud right now. I feel like the Indianapolis Colts because I got to do something that I don't usually do on this show, and that is take a break because we've had 2 punts in the last couple of minutes. So now now the Lions have the ball. It's 3:34 to go in the third, and they're talking about what's going on with Chris Jones. I can't really figure out what it is, so I have to look it up here. I'll do it after this play. 1st and 10 for the Lions at the 19-yard line. Their own 19-yard line. Goff to throw. Going to take a shot to Montgomery. He's got the first down at the 30, past the 35, past the 40, and down all the way to the 42-yard line. Tackled by Cook. A big play for the Lions. They need that one badly. 23 yards on that one at the 42-yard line. They're on 42-yard line. First down, and Chris Jones is on the sideline here, so let's see if we can figure out what's wrong with them. Because like I said, I'm not listening to the broadcast right now. Let's see. Chris Jones and Kareem Hunt are being checked by team doctors. Okay, for what? 1st and 10, though. Let's get back to the game here. At the 42-yard line, Goff to throw again. Goes for another deep shot. Another wide open receiver. That's Amon-Ra St. Brown. Pickup of 12 yards on that one for the Chiefs at the Chiefs' 46-yard line. 5 receptions, 20 yards so far for Amon-Ra St. Brown tonight. Jared Goff, 15 of 18, 145 yards, plus the 1 touchdown. Let's see. Chris Jones. Still trying to figure out what happened with Chris Jones here. 1st and 10. 2:17 to go in the 3rd quarter. Lions on the move. Goff to throw again. Fires. Caught again. That's Amon-Ra St. Brown, who's got another first down. And another 11-yard completion on that one. Pickup of 11 yards, like I said, at the 35-yard line. Leo Chanel was the one that took him down. It looks like Chris Jones might have hurt his arm. Trying to check Twitter here just to see. So Chris Jones got injured on the play. He injured his arm, so questionable. I'm going to say he's questionable to return right now. 1st down and 10 at the 35-yard line. With 1:35 to go in the 3rd quarter. Goff to throw. Fires. That's complete. That is St. Brown again, this time for only 6 yards. That's 7 receptions, 37 yards for St. Brown so far tonight. With 1:20 to go in the 3rd quarter, the Lions on the move. And Chris Jones is back in the lineup now, so whatever it wasn't too bad. Or they probably drugged him up to keep him going. Give him that sweet juices. 2nd and 4, with about a minute to go here. From the 29-yard line of Kansas City. Another trick play. This is Jamison Williams. Williams, that's the first down. Pickup of 6 yards on that one, so it takes him to the 23-yard line as we are at 50 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Jamison Williams, 6 receptions, 66 yards, plus the 1 touchdown. He's caught all of his targets so far tonight. As we see Alex Anzalone on the sideline. Probably going to get one more play off here before the start of the 4th quarter. Detroit on the move here. Down by 10. Have to get to the 14, it looks like, for the first down. They clock to 7. Goff to throw. That's a flip to Montgomery. Montgomery's going to get a first down inside the 10-yard line. A 1st and goal, and it looks like that's how we're going to end this 3rd quarter with the Lions in the red zone at the 10-yard line. The 9-yard line. So here we go. End of the 3rd quarter. The Chiefs with a 20-10 lead, but the Lions are driving. Exciting action here on this Sunday night. The Reviewing Network Live Sunday Night NFL Rewatch continues right after this. Wait, did somebody actually make a cake of Amon-Ra St. Brown? I mean, that's what it kind of looked like when he had his head on the ground in the Packer game. Like that look is like, did someone actually make a cake based off of that? Because they did. Bravo, man. Anyway, welcome back to the Reviewing Network Live Sunday Night NFL Rewatch. We're going to Subtropolis on Sunday Night Football. We're going underneath the surface. Who knows? Maybe we might find those Johnny Carson Tonight Show things that down there. His old Tonight Show episodes. After all, that is where he hides most of them. But then again, I think that's in Nebraska, I think. So here we are, as we have a pregame. We have Sheila Ford and Clark Hunt, the two owners of their respective teams. Start of the 4th quarter here. Lions down by 10. They need points. They need a touchdown. They need to get back in this game at the 9-yard line. Goff to throw and finds Amon-Ra St. Brown for about 5 yards. Second and goal coming up. Stipper! I don't know why I did that. I'm sorry. Second and goal from the 4-yard line. They like to, and they might go for it here. I mean, why not? Dan Campbell's a gambler, and we've seen that too many times. From the 4-yard line. Montgomery in the backfield. Laporta on the move. Goff to throw. Goff with time. Fires back of the end zone. Touchdown, Sam Laporta with a spectacular grab. What a catch by Sam Laporta. Let's see. 1 foot down. 1 foot down. That's a touchdown. That's a great touchdown grab. Wow. Ooh. That's a good catch. See, Mark Andrews, that's what you should have done back last year. 8 plays, 81 yards, 4 minutes and 20 seconds time of possession. And now Jake Bates for the extra point. And that is good. They needed the points. They got them. 17 points for the Detroit Lions as they're still down by 3. Sam Laporta with a spectacular touchdown catch. Kept both feet in bounds, held onto the ball. Touchdown, and it's a ball game once again. 14-14 to go in the fourth. Kansas City's getting the ball back next. Welcome back, everybody. They are showing off the preview for NBC Sunday Night Football, which will be the Falcons and the 49ers, which, I don't know. I really don't trust the 49ers, but I will tell you when we will be back. As I said before, we've got a full month of Sunday Night NFL Rewatch action starting on October 26th, which begins with the Green Bay Packers and the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Chiefs and the Bills on the 2nd of November, Steelers and Chargers on the 9th, and the Lions and the Eagles on November 16th. Of course, if games get flexed out, we'll change it around here as the Chiefs get the ball, and Remigio takes it out past the 25 and down to the 30-yard line. Like I said, if games get flexed out, specifically probably the Steelers and Chargers, that might be a game that might get flexed out. But one of those games will be a game that we'll do in the afternoon, the Chiefs and the Bills. Because why not? They're showing the graphic. 2025, the Chiefs are 0-3 in one-score games, which is now a one-score game. But it's still very early in this matchup. So the Chiefs right now at their own 37-yard line. They give it to Kareem Hunt for about a 3-yard pickup there, tackled by Derek Barnes. Second down coming up with under 14 minutes to go. Still a lot of time on the clock. Been on and off so far this season for the Chiefs so far. Of course, they lost the first 2 games of the season to the Chargers and the Eagles, got wins over the Giants and the Ravens, then blew the Monday night game against Jacksonville, and they're leading right now against Detroit. So we'll see if that continues out here. 2nd and 7. Mahomes, incomplete. Flag is down, and it looks like it's going to be a roughing the passer penalty on Aiden Hutchinson. So add 15 more yards there. Because of course it is. Let's take a look and see. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, that's a good call. That's a bad move on Aiden Hutchinson's part. Well, I was just like, bitch, are you for real? Do you know who the fuck I am? Oh, Kansas City has no penalties so far tonight. Of course they don't. 4 penalties for 38 yards. Oh yeah, the Chiefs are back, baby. From their own 49-yard line. They'll give it to Xavier Worthy, who's been relatively quiet so far tonight, and they'll give him about 6. Puts him into Detroit territory at the 46-yard line. Tyler Lacey takes him down. 2nd and 4 coming up. They've also been without Rashee Rice, which we're talking about right now, so they should be back pretty soon. And that's going to really help this Chiefs team get back to form here.
Everyone won today in the AFC West, so really it's big for them. Big for them to stop the Chiefs from gaining too much traction right now. 2nd and 4. Mahomes fires it. That's complete. That is to Xavier Worthy, who gets past the 40, past the 35, and down to the 30-yard line. Pick up a 14 yards. They'll actually put him down to the 31-yard line. A first down into Detroit territory for the Chiefs. That's only his 2nd reception of the night. 20 yards, has the 1 touchdown from earlier in the game. I like the Ravens, honestly. The Chiefs are. Like, they always start off kind of rough, but then as the season goes along, they get stronger and stronger. And gotta do everything you can to try to stop them early on. Fake again. Juju Smith Schuster has a wide open lane. He's got the first down there. Pick up of 10 yards. Juju has 3 receptions for 57 yards. I still don't get why the Steelers got rid of him. Him and George Pickens. That still baffles me. Like, can't piss off the old sports media here in Pittsburgh. No siree. Yeah, look at what's been going on right now with them. 1st and 10. They give it to Brashard Smith, who's got a lane, past the 15, and they are in the red zone at the 13-yard line. So it'll be 2nd and 2, tackled by Brian Branch. Last thing the Lions need to do is allow them to get another score. There's just nothing you can do to stop them right now. $11 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. And Kelsey coming off the field, 2nd and 2. Give it to Pacheco. He's got the first down. 1st and goal coming up at the 8-yard line. Pick up a 5 yards on that one. DJ Reader with the tackle. 6 plays, 61 yards, 3 minutes and 30 seconds off the clock on this drive. First and goal at the 8. 10:25 to go in the 4th quarter. Mahomes to Pacheco. Pacheco to the 4, down to maybe the 3. Yeah, down to the 3-yard line. Pick up a 5 yards. Tackled by Brian Branch and Aiden Hutchinson. 2nd and goal coming up. 8 carries, 37 yards for Pacheco so far tonight. Under 10 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Could be an opportunity where the Chiefs might go for it four times in a row. Been really good in the red zone tonight. 4 drives, 3 touchdowns. Mahomes going to try to throw, and too high. Incomplete for Worthy. Stops the clock at 9:35. 3rd and goal coming up. This would be a good opportunity for the Lions to pick him off. And Mahomes has already had 2 red zone interceptions so far this season. As we see Matt Nagy, the former Chicago Bears head coach, who before then was the Chiefs offensive coordinator before coming back. 3rd and goal. Mahomes to throw, fires, wide open touchdown, Hollywood Brown. His 2nd touchdown on the night. 9 plays, 69 yards, 4 minutes and 44 seconds time of possession. That may have been the dagger for the Detroit Lions, because they've got to score 10 more points with under 10 minutes to go, and that's going to be really tough to do. Then again, we said the same thing about the Ravens being up 40-25, so you never know. Butker for the extra point. No doubt about that one. 3 touchdown night for Patrick Mahomes. Hollywood Brown catching 2 of those touchdowns. 27-17, 9:30 to go.
Can the Lions respond? We find out together after this. Welcome back, everybody, and that touchdown may have been the dagger for the Detroit Lions, who are now down by 10 once again. And time is a factor right now because it's 9:30 to go. Detroit still has all three of their timeouts, but they have to stop Kansas City on offense because that's been the killer so far in this matchup here. They will take this one out. This is Craig Reynolds, I believe, past the 25. Down to the 26-yard line. We'll take a break, and so will we. So as I mentioned before, we have a month's worth of Reviewing Network Live Sunday Night NFL Rewatches coming up starting next 2 weeks from tonight. So that basically means that we might have to do a little bit of a news segment every week. Every day there's a big news story. So stay tuned here on this channel during that week, starting that week in particular, and we'll see how that pans out. Still a couple weeks away, though. But we'll have a regular show for you here next week, so stay tuned for that. So the Lions are in desperation time right now. They are down 10 points. They need to get some point. They need to get a touchdown here. They need a miracle at this point. As we see Sonic and Knuckles in the audience, and we've seen both Sonic and Knuckles out on the field right now. I think this is Knuckles, Jahmyr Gibbs out there right now. 9:25 to go, 1st and 10 from the 26-yard line. To Gibbs. And nothing there. He's going to lose 3 yards on that one. Nick Bolton takes him down. And that was not what they needed. Takes him back to the 23-yard line. You don't have time to keep running the football. Throw the football down the field. Second and 13. Under 9 minutes to go. Goff fires. That's complete. That is Amon-Ra St. Brown. He fumbles the ball, though. It's out of bounds, though. So it will retain with the Lions, but basically took them back to where they were before they lost yardage. This isn't how the Lions play these games. Like I said before, it just feels like they can't win if they're down by this much. Jared Goff's numbers have been good, but it hasn't amounted to much. 13 of 13, 101 yards, 1 touchdown. They need a first down here. They are back deep in their own territory. Gibbs in the backfield. Play clock to 3, Goff to throw. And Goff is not going to get anything. Sacked by Charles Omenihu. Can't have that happen. Cannot have that happen when you're down this much. Chris Jones also got in there too. In fact, Chris Jones was the one that caused the started the sack in general. He's at least doing something. You got to give him that. And so they're going to punt it away. Basically, this is the white flag for them. Jack Fox to punt it away. Rico Remigio gets the ball. Tries to find a little bit of a lane past the 40, past the 45, past the 50, and into Detroit territory. Ball came out. Did the Lions recover it, or they're going to say he's down by contact? Lions think they got the ball, but the Chiefs have the ball. It looks like it's going to be down by contact. So that was pretty much all they had left. Chiefs trying to run this out and get their third win of the year, get back to 500. We'll figure it out if that happens after this. Kansas City deep in Detroit territory, and another score here, and it's pretty much over. 1st and 10 from the 49-yard line of Detroit. Showing off the wide open lanes there for all the Chiefs players. 7:12 to go in this game. They have to get a stop here. That is Pacheco, who gets about 5, and 7 minutes to go at the Detroit 44-yard line, tackled by Brian Branch. This really felt like a win that Kansas City needed to have, and it looks like they're going to get that. It's going to have to take an interception or something for the Chiefs for the Lions to get back in this game, because right now they literally have nothing else in the tank right now. 6:38 to go. Juju Smith Schuster on the move. Back to Pacheco. And not much there. Only about 2 yards on that one. Even at this point, the Chiefs might just go for it just for the heck of it. 6:12 to go in this one. 3rd and 3. So this stands. All the AFC West teams are going to win this one. And the Raiders come to here to play the Chiefs next week, which the fact that they barely got a win against Tennessee last time is not really a good sign for them, the Raiders at least. 3rd and 3. Mahomes to throw, touchdown, first down, sorry. Travis Kelce with a big catch there, 8 yards, and that will take more time off the clock. Yeah, what I was trying to say is that the Raiders have no fucking chance of beating the Chiefs next week. I mean, what have they done what did they do in that win today against Tennessee that really made you believe that they're going to win that game? They're going to win that game. Not this game next week. Nothing at all. Like Tennessee got lucky against Arizona. That luck wasn't there today. I can tell you that much. Travis Kelce up to 78 yards so far. 253 from Mahomes. 3 touchdowns, no picks. 5-minute mark of this one. Just keep draining that clock. Pacheco. And not much there to the 30-yard line. Pick up a 5. Aiden Hutchinson and Williams with the tackle. And this Lions defense is very depleted too, so that's probably a key contributing factor here as well. Yeah, they're showing it right here. Terrion Arnold not here. Avonte Maddox, Khalil Dorsey, DJ Reed, Enos Rakestraw Jr. Yeah. Yep. 2nd and 5 from the 29-yard line. This is Smith. Gets close to the first down, does not have it. They're going to mark him just a little bit short. And I don't have a timer on my recording right here to tell me how much time I have left on the camera. So that's a lot of firsts tonight. Who knows? We might get our first interception too before the night is done. We have not had one interception recorded on here, as far as I know. We've had turnovers, but no interceptions from like quarterbacks throwing the ball. 3rd and 1 here. Under 4 minutes to go. A couple more first downs, and we could say good night. Give it to Hunt. He's got the first down, takes down a couple tackles, and they are in the red zone at the 15-yard line. Ladies and gentlemen, we can call that a game right now. 3:25 to go. The Lions do take their first timeout. And they're going to take a break, so we will be back in just a moment. Welcome back, everybody. This gun's pretty much in the books right now. Quarterback comparisons, 22 of 30 for Patrick Mahomes, 257, 34 rushing yards, 257 passing, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, 2 sacks. Jared Goff's numbers, 194, 22 of 25, as we have Kareem Hunt. Gets a couple of yards on that one there. And Hunt is slow to get up. Looks like he did. And the Lions are going to take their second timeout. Jared Goff's numbers, 22 of 25, sacked once by Omenahu, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Here's the schedule for the Chiefs coming up. As I said, the Raiders come to town next week. And then they'll have a Monday night game against the Commanders. And then we'll cover the Week 9 matchup at the Buffalo Bills. They get a bye week after that, and then they host it, and then they go to the Broncos. Broncos could be in a good position if they get to that point. I mean, that's a really tough schedule. I mean, they got an easy win next week against the Raiders, no question about that one. Lions take their second timeout, 3:21 to go. They give it to Pacheco again, who will only get 2 on that one. And Lions will take their third and final timeout. So they could hold them to a field goal here. It would still be a 2-possession game, but you would need 2 touchdowns and not a touchdown and a field goal. And they're going to take another break. Lions out of timeouts, so they have to find a way to stop them here. Hold them to a field goal. If they get a first down, it's game over at this point, which has been getting over for a while now. This has not been an eventful finish to this one. To possibly steal it here for the Chiefs. 3rd and 6. Mahomes. And he will get sacked. Al-Qadim Muhammad on that one there. So it will lead him to a field goal. It'll still be... if they make it, it's going to be 30-17 to score, which means they'll need to score twice. They'll need to score once, get a onside kick, and then pray for a miracle at this point. Where was that at the beginning of this fourth quarter? Here's Harrison Butker for a 33-yard attempt. And Kansas City's going to take a timeout here. Take time off the clock. So Kansas City will have 2 timeouts to work with. Detroit will have none. As we look at the Lions schedule coming up, it doesn't get any easier because next week on Monday night they face the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who had that big win today against the 49ers. Then they have their bye week. Then they get to face the Minnesota Vikings. Then at the Commanders. And then we will see them again here on the Reviewing Network Live Sunday Night NFL Rewatch in Week 11 when they take on the Philadelphia Eagles. We'll see how the Philadelphia Eagles will be at that point as they've lost their last 2 games in pretty shocking fashion, too. I mean, one thing to lose to the Broncos, but then to lose to the Giants? 33-yard attempt here. And no problems there whatsoever. So it's a 30-17 lead now for the Kansas City Chiefs with 2:26 to go. So the Lions have to move quickly if they're going to have any kind of hope of getting back in this game. As I said, 2:26 to go. Butker to kick. Here comes Craig Reynolds. Past the 10, 15-20. Gets stuffed right away. And down he'll go to about the 27-yard line. There are the standings right now. Lions still in first place. Packers are right behind them at 3-1-1 with their win over the Bengals. Vikings and Bears. Vikings on their bye week, of course. Bears play tomorrow night against the Commanders. That should be a good one. One of the 2 Monday Night Football doubleheaders, which should be a fun one overall. The other one, Bills and Falcons, could be pretty good. Chargers and Broncos tied at first at 4-2. Raiders down there at 2-4. And there are the Chiefs right there at 2-3. Still anybody's divisions in both of those 2 areas. The 2 toughest divisions in football this season. 1st and 10. Goff fires it. Flag is down. Laporta's got it. And he's got close to a first down, but we'll check the marker. It looks like it's going to be against the defense. And so what do they do here? It looks like they're going to decline the penalty and take the 9-yard gain. That's on Chris Jones. .214 to go. Still a long way to go for the Lions. 2nd and 1. They shouldn't even have a running back behind them at this point. Goff to throw. And Goff in trouble. Scrapes away from it. Just throws it out of there. Gets it away. Nick Bolton, the ones who took him down. It's an incomplete pass. 3rd and 1 already. 2:07 to go in this one. Got hit by his own man. Third and 1. Desperation mode. Have to get to the 35 for first down. Excuse me, 36. Off to throw. Fires it, incomplete. And still 3 seconds to go before the 2-minute warning. So this is it right here. Fourth and 1. 2:03 to go. They have to get this to continue the game. If not, the Chiefs are going to win it. Here's your ball game. Goff fires, incomplete. And that's it. The 2-minute warning, and the Kansas City Chiefs are going to go to 500. They are back where they need to be. They are going to win this game. There go to the 2-minute warning. We'll be back to wrap things up here in just a moment. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The Kansas City Chiefs get back to 500. They beat the Detroit Lions in a game where it really was not as close as we were expecting it to be. Kansas City won pretty convincingly, 30-17, the final score. They are kneeling down on the last couple plays as we speak right now, but we can give you the final numbers here. We can actually do an actual ending here without me worrying about time constrictions. But yeah, the final numbers, Kansas City's numbers. Patrick Mahomes had 22 of 30 completions, 22 completions of 30 attempts, 257 yards, 3 touchdowns. He also had a rushing touchdown. He was not the leading rusher tonight, surprisingly. Isaiah Pacheco had 12 carries, 51 yards, and he led the charge there. Kareem Hunt had 6 for 23. Xavier Worthy had 1 for 6. Kansas City receivers, Travis Kelce led the charge, 6 receptions, 78 yards. Juju Smith Schuster was behind him, 3 receptions, 57 yards. Hollywood Brown had 2 of Mahomes' touchdowns tonight. Oh, we've got a scrum going on right now. Hold on a second, people.
Field at the end of the game.
Yeah, we got a scrum going on right now.
Pretty significant run going on here. The back end of that.
Uh-oh. They're still going. Uh-oh, it's Michigan, Ohio State all over again.
The officials are heading off the field here as this thing is left to settle down.
And Mahomes was at the bottom of the pile, and smartly a few of the Chiefs dragged him out of there.
And it looks like cooler heads prevailed on this one. Yeah, it looks like cooler heads have prevailed on that one. I want to know what started the fight. I was doing my outro here. Here we go. Let's take a look. There's Mahomes. There's Brian Branch. And Mahomes right there. Juju Smith Schuster. Oh, Brian Branch punched him. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, Brian Branch is probably going to get suspended for that. And that's how it all got started. Look, I know it was a bad night, Detroit, but Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's one where Brian Branch is going to get suspended for that one. Alright, so wanted to know what the hell was going on there, but there you go right there. Looks like everything's fine now. Cooler heads have prevailed, but there you go. Quite an interesting way to wrap up this one here. Yeah, that got salty pretty quickly. Brian Branch, expect a letter from the NFL and possibly getting suspended for a couple of games. At the very least, one game, knowing how the NFL plays the rules here. But, yeah, I was doing the recap here, and I saw there was a scruffle on the screen. It's just like, what the hell's going on? It's just like, oh, yeah, there's a scruffle there, and then they show Juju Smith-Schuster getting punched by Brian Branch. Just like, I mean, wow, like, that's, I mean, I get it. You had a bad night, Detroit, but there's no reason to go that route. Brian Branch should know better than that. But anyway, getting back to the statistics here, Hollywood Brown had 4 receptions tonight, 45 yards, and 2 of Mahomes' touchdowns. Xavier Worthy had the other one. Not a big night for Xavier Worthy. 2 receptions, 20 yards. Noah Grant had 2 receptions, 25 yards. Rashard Smith had 3 receptions for 21 yards. Kareem Hunt had 1 for 11. And Isaiah Pacheco had 1 for none.
Kansas City fumbles. Patrick Mahomes had one, but he recovered it. On the defense, Jamari Connor led the defensive front. 10 solo tackles, 14 tackles over TOTs, and everyone else had about 7. Brian Cook, Leo Chanel, Nick Bolton, Trent McDuffie had 6, Drew Tranquil 3, Cooper McDonald 3, Jalen Watson 3, Omenahu 2, had the only sack of the night. And Chris Jones had a play on there as well. For the Detroit Lions, Jared Goff, not a bad night for him. 23 of 29 for 203 yards, 2 touchdowns. But Detroit's rushing game, Jahmyr Gibbs led the charge, 17 carries, 65 yards. David Montgomery had 4 carries for 24 yards. Jared Goff had 1 for 7. Amon-Ra St. Brown had 1 for 2. On the receiving front, 6 receptions for Jamison Williams, who led the charge, 66 yards, 1 touchdown. Sam Laporta, 5 receptions, 55 yards, and 1 touchdown. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 9 receptions, 45 yards. David Montgomery, 2 receptions, 37 yards. Jahmyr Gibbs, 1 reception, no yards. Amon-Ra St. Brown did have a fumble, which was pushed out of bounds. Alex Anzalone led the defense, 12 total tackles, 7 solo tackles. I guess that's what it was. I'm sorry before then, but 14 total tackles for Kansas City's Jamari Connor. Jack Campbell had 8, had the 1 sack of Mahomes tonight, and Aiden Hutchinson and Al-Qadim Muhammad also had sacks as well. But in the end, it was not enough, as the Detroit defense was really picked through in this game, and you saw how it ended. Like a rough game for the Lions, and a guy like Brian Brant's getting pissed off like that, and punching Juju Smith Schuster like that, that's something where the league is definitely going to look into that, and will probably suspend him or at the very least a hefty fine. But he's probably getting suspended for this. Then that's not something you want to have, especially with a Lions team that's as depleted as they are right now on defense. So there you go. That's your final score for this one here. The Chiefs win it 30-17. They move to 3-3. The Lions drop to 4-2. Of course, next week we'll be back with a regular Reviewing Network Live episode, and then the following week we begin 4 consecutive weeks of the Sunday Night NFL Rewatch. We start on October 26th with the Aaron Rodgers Bowl, the Green Bay Packers and the Pittsburgh Steelers from Pittsburgh. And then on November 2nd, we'll have our one game in the afternoon window, the Buffalo Bills hosting the Kansas City Chiefs. So we'll see the Chiefs again at the start of November in our only afternoon game of the Sunday Night NFL Rewatch. And then after that, we'll see the Steelers again, this time at SoFi Stadium, as they take on the Chargers. And the Lions, we'll see them again as they'll take on the defending Super Bowl champs, the Philadelphia Eagles, for 4 consecutive weeks from October 26th to November 16th. So stay tuned for that. And with all that said, thank you so much for watching this tonight. Hope you enjoyed this, and we will see you 2 weeks from now on the Sunday Night NFL Rewatch, but we'll be back with a regular Reviewing Network Live episode next week here on the show. So stay tuned for that. With all that said, if you enjoyed this, check out the like button, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, the notification button. Check out the other videos we've done. Check out some of the other games we've covered. And with all that said, I will see you guys next week. And with your final score here from Kansas City, the Chiefs back at 500, 30-17. They knock down the Detroit Lions, push them back to 4-2. For all of us here at the Reviewing Network Live Sunday Night NFL Rewatch, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. And until then, as always, take care.
The following has been a presentation of the Reviewing Network Sports.